Rich, thank you. Developing this morning, city leaders are taking immediate action after the body of a 4-year-old girl was recovered from a retention pond in the Argyle Forest neighborhood.
It is a heartbreaking story to tell. The child's death is the third involving a retention pond in just 3 months. Jacksonville Mayor Lenny Curry announced an immediate change last night on social media. He wrote, "I'm deeply saddened to learn another child has died in a privately owned retention pond. Effective immediately, I am directing my administration to allow natural growth around retention ponds to create natural barriers to prevent further tragedies." He also added that he encourages private property owners to do the same. Police say surveillance video shows the 4-year-old girl wandering away from the yard of her home on Shadwell Court yesterday and then crossing the street while her mother was doing yard work. The little girl was eventually found in a retention pond behind a nearby home. That's the pond right there. Neighbors have their own take on what to do to prevent these tragedies from happening again.
There's a retention pond right behind her house, and there is no gate around that retention pond whatsoever. There needs to be a law for fence, privacy fence, a minimum of 6 feet high, to where children don't look at the water and think that it's attractive.
Meanwhile, I heard from Councilmember Jacoby Pittman. She sent me this statement saying, "Unfortunately, these retention ponds are essential to developments, but have been a hazard and are contributing to the drowning of innocent children." She says a meeting is scheduled so city agencies such as the Public Works Department can meet with private stakeholders to discuss moving forward. Pittman is just one of the city council leaders that is doing everything that they can to make a difference and hopefully prevent this from happening again. She has teamed up with Councilwoman LeAnna Cumber, who has been working closely with city leaders as well as staff to address retention pond safety. Ms. Cumber joins us this morning on the phone. We have had this conversation after the first of the recent retention pond deaths. That was Mohammed Noor. We had a second one, and sadly yesterday, a third. It's just got to be devastating for everybody that's working to make a difference here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. It is truly devastating. I spoke to the administration yesterday, and they are going to immediately start not mowing all the way up to the retention ponds that the city has for the rest of the summer, so that we can start building kind of a natural barrier around our ponds. And we really encourage the private ponds to do so as well. And as I'm talking to developers about new development, I have been encouraging them to either vault their retention ponds or make sure that they are fenced or that they have some sort of barrier, because we really need to, on top of all of the education, we really need to focus on creating barriers around the ponds.
And I know that this has been something you've been looking at for not just the past couple of months, but for years, because we have had issues in our area. And this is something that happens, especially in the South, where there is so much water around us.
Yes, it is something that we've been looking at for a while now. And, it's like my colleague said, the retention ponds are something that we need. We need to do that to deal with the potential flooding issues that development can bring. So what we need to do now is just make sure that when we have development, that we are building the ponds in such a way that they're safe, and that we're going back and looking at all the existing ponds and making sure that they're safe. And then the other thing I want to add in is, the city has free swimming lessons to anyone who's over the age of 3. And the city is also looking into and working with disability services to look at ways that we can really reach out to the communities, particularly communities that have children who have autism, to help in those communities, since those children tend to be attracted to water.
Mm-hmm. And we know that the past 2 children that passed away were diagnosed with autism, so certainly that could have been a factor here. What we were looking at was a map showing the city-run and managed retention ponds. Now, none of the 3 recent deaths, drowning deaths of children, were city-run properties. These were on private property. So we know what the city is doing, Councilmember Cumber. How do you get through to these private property owners, the homeowners associations, the condo complexes? How do you ask them to take these safety measures?
Well, I think it's a matter of talking to them, and the conversations that I've had with developers, they are more than willing to do what it takes to make these ponds safe on their properties. So I think it's really a matter of the city taking measures to address the ponds that we have, and also just continuing to talk to the developers about what they need to do to make sure that everyone who lives on their properties, are kept safe.
And fences are not necessarily the solve all, from what you've learned.
They aren't. They're certainly they're one option. I think that there are probably places where fences make sense. There are certainly places where natural barriers could make sense. And there are certain developments where vaulting makes sense. So, but I will say that due to these tragedies, we certainly are more focused these days as we are approving developments on what they're going to do with the retention ponds. So, it's no longer just okay to have them as amenities and, not kind of look at how they're making sure that these ponds are safe.
Certainly a tragedy, and I hope we do not have to have this conversation about any more children drowning. Councilmember LeAnna Cumber from Jacksonville City Council, thank you for your time this morning. And I know that you've got a lot of work to do with your colleagues, specifically Councilmember Pittman. And certainly we wish the best for all of the local children that are near retention ponds.
Thank you, Vic.